We can see the screen, Dr. Ramil.
So, hello, hi everyone. Good evening. My name is Ramil Wikramasingha. Not Ranil Wikramasingha, actually, it's Ramil Wikramasingha. So, first of all, I'm going to level with you. Mama business field ke loku parakut neveyi, medical field ke loku parakut neveyi. I'm a doctor having successful some businesses. So that's why the organizers asked me to share my experience on how to continue a medical career as well as have a life as engage in the field of business. So first of all, I'll start with explaining how I got into the field of business. It was around in my second year at the medical faculty. So I was exposed to an activity called paintballing. It is an outdoor adventure activity. So when I got to know about it, I felt a passion towards it, and it made me think that this is something interesting. I kind of loved it, and it made me feel like that I can also do this kind of thing. And at the same time, I was having some resources around it as well. There was a land owned by my father, which was in a forest area, which was perfect for that business. So I started to think, well, this is practical. So why don't I take a risk and why don't I start doing it? So there I decided to do that, start that first business of mine. And then I started to learn about it comprehensively. First, I learned what is that thing, what is that activity, then rules and regulations, how it is managed, all those things I learned in and out. Then I started to research about it. First, I researched about the competitors, existing competitors in Sri Lanka, what are the current services available in Sri Lanka. Then I started to study global standards, the equipments, the standard equipments, where I can buy them, and also the legal background, how to import them, and all those things. So when you're importing something, you need to get the import control license, and then you need the Defense Ministry license for this specific equipment. So likewise, I did a comprehensive research regarding this. So once I gathered the data, I decided to start the business. Everything was looking good, so I decided it. So I invited my family and friends to the opening ceremony, and I launched the business. At that point, it was a one-man show, actually. I was taking a phone call, I was answering phone calls, I was handling customers, then I was taking bookings, and even I was going physically attending the events. When customers are coming, I am going there and conducting the events. So it was initially stressful. I had to dedicate a lot during that period. But the thing is, when you are enthusiastic about something, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't make you stressful. It's like a hobby, actually. You kind of feel relaxed. But I was doing this while I was in second year at the medical faculty. So it's a good way to take your mind away from that very stressful medical life as well. So that's how I initially started. For an example, when I was attending lectures, what I used to do is I was the person handling phone calls. So what I used to do was there was a small phone for the business. So I kept it with me inside the lecture hall, and when I get a call, I write it down in the notebook and keep it saved. Then after the lecture, soon as I come outside the lecture hall, and I call them back, I give them package details, all those things, take bookings, and likewise. So it was actually a lot of work. I have to agree, because I was a medical student and I had to do that as well. But there was no issue in completing the medical degree as well. Everything went fine without any repeats. So I finished the medical degree, and there's a successful business as well. So even at the beginning, I didn't have the luxury to employ managers, things. That's why I did it as a one-man show. That's why I had to do it everything by myself. But by that, I don't mean that I'm sacrificing the quality of the business. What I'm saying is I was sacrificing my personal free time. I was getting stressful. I was sacrificing my personal free time, and I was handling that business by myself. But of course, when the business is growing, when I'm gaining more experience, now I can employ managers, staff, permanent staff, and all those things, and they will do that. So that is the sacrifice you have to make when you are doing a business. Now, there's a value for your free time. So now I'm converting my value of my free time to hire or pay salaries to managers and other staff members. So likewise, now in all of my businesses, there are managers, there are staff members, everyone. So they are handling all those things. So now I can take a step back and enjoy, observe what is happening, and have a handsome bank balance. So, and even now even the recruitment processes all are handled by my managers. So the salaries are settled by them. So end of the month, I get a report, so I can check it and see for any irregularities. And even if you are not feeling like doing that, you can sacrifice that minor irregularities as well for your free time. From a single business to having multiple successful businesses. Initially, it was stressful and you have to dedicate a lot. But with time, with your experience and all those things, you just have to observe and point out when something is going wrong and detect major irregularities. Because we are not 100% entrepreneurs, we are doctors, so we can't put our 100% into the business. So that is why we have to make sacrifices with those minor irregularities, and we have to spend some more time to pay for the managers or some staff members, because we can't always attend those things. So those are the sacrifices, those are the balances we have to maintain being a doctor and handling businesses. So if you're also thinking of starting a business, this is what I have to tell. First, you have to figure out yourself. First, you think why you are going to do a business. Either you are enthusiastic about entrepreneurship, starting a business. So you have that problem-solving personality. You like challenges. You like to turn out fires, because during the business, always there's going to be problems. The difference is whether you are going to manage it, or a manager or someone else is going to manage the challenges. So if you have that personality, then you can be having a happy journey developing the business as well. And the other thing is, you might have an enthusiasm, a passion to a certain field, like an extracurricular activity besides medicine. So let's say someone is passionate about fashion design. So he's talented in designing good clothes. So you can turn it into a business. It's not going to harm your medical career. You will be having a business with an extra income as well. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to sacrifice your medical career. You can start a business in the side way and have a handsome payoff as well. And the other reason why you should do a business is for the money. Of course, compared to the government salary of a doctor, definitely you can earn a lot more than that by doing businesses and having a lot of free time as well. Because otherwise, if you are trying to earn as a doctor, you have to sacrifice your free time, the evenings for private practices and all those things. With business, once the business is going smooth, then you don't have to sacrifice your free time. You just have to observe how it is going. Then once you have figured out yourself, then you can decide on what to start. What is the business you are going to start? My advice is first think of your interests, what you're passionate about, what you like to do, you might have already learned some other extracurricular activities. So start from there. That is easy. That is your familiar background. That is your familiar basis. So developing a business from there is much easier than starting from a very unfamiliar new environment. And the other thing is see what are the resources you are already having. For an instance, in my first business, when I was thinking of starting it, I had some resources, like there was a land owned by my father. So I didn't have to invest in buying a new land or paying rent. So I had that perfect land for that business. So I started it from there. So likewise, you may also have other resources, like you may have a family business. So you can start from there. I'm not saying you continue your family business. I'm saying you start from there, you expand it. Perhaps you go online, you open an online market, you introduce new things. You can think innovatively and expand it. So likewise, start from something you're familiar. So once you decide it, then the most important thing is you have to learn and research what you are doing. You can't just straight away jump into that business. You have to learn thoroughly in and out about your business. The what, if it is a fashion thing, the types, the material construct everything you have to know. So you have to spend a lot of time and learn about it. Then you have to research it. You have to see what is the current market in Sri Lanka. You have to see what is the trending markets in Sri Lanka. Who are your competitors, where you can get products, and what are the currently trending platforms. Then you can research on what are the most effective marketing strategies in the current moment, because from time to time, the marketing strategies change. So you have to do a comprehensive research. So once you have gathered data and you feel like it's going well, your idea, then you can brainstorm with your friends and yourself, and then finally formulate a good project plan. First, you have to think about the feasibility, whether your investment, the budget plus expenses, all those things, considering all those expenses, whether this is going to be profitable. You have to be very careful about it, and you have to keep a margin as well from the expenses. So then you have to decide on the business platforms, whether you are going for a physical location, whether you are going for online market, and then you have to think about the legal background, the local rules and regulation, and all those things, and you have to get the necessary permissions. And ultimately, the marketing strategies, and then investment. If you can't handle it alone, as a doctor, there are a lot of opportunities, because you can easily get a bank loan. These days, the interests are high, and but usually it is relatively convenient for a doctor to get a bank loan. So you can use those things rather than straight away going and buying a car and a big house. You can reduce the luxury of those things, and perhaps you can invest part of that in a business which you like. And if you can't invest alone, you can find a friend, you can build a partnership. So apart from all these things, there's one very important put your 100% into that business. So you need a good team, because they are the ones who are going to take care of the business when you are busy. They are the ones going to manage it most of the time. So don't be cheap when you are recruiting, when you're finding a new team. Pay them handsomely. Don't be cheap on that. Don't rush into finding a team. Just put ads, do interviews, multiple interviews, ask from friends and other connections whether they are a suitable employee. So likewise, take abundant time to find a good team, because that is the most important thing in making your business a success. Then once you find that team, keep them motivated always, make them trust you, and also you trust them. Then also find a good support system, family, friends. And even if you don't have a good support system, what you can do is you can build one. You can build a community around your business. So you have initial period, you have to get your hands dirty, you have to communicate with your customers, because like I said, initially I was doing a one-man show. Likewise, you have to get into that business. Then you have to build rapport with customers, and like that, you can build a community around that. So their words are the most powerful advertising strategy. So once you have figured out all those things, what you can do is you just launch it. Of course, as entrepreneurship means, you have to take financial risk, hoping for a profit. You have to take the risk anyway. You take it smartly, and you have to do it cautiously. Then the other thing I want to highlight is this is the doing business is never going to interfere with your medical career. Practicing as a doctor for quite some time now, and it has never interrupted my job. Because the other thing is whatever you do, you have to treat your job as a doctor as a priority. It is a noble profession, you have to respect it, and you should never sacrifice anything from that job for your businesses, for your private gains. So as a doctor, that comes first, and these businesses are in the sideline, and you can manage them easily. Because you, as a doctor, you get your free time, so you have to schedule your business matters into those free times. So compared to a normal person, we won't be able. You might not be able to do launch the project fast as a normal person, because you have to work and manage these things. So you take your time. It doesn't matter. That is the sacrifices we have to make, because we are having a noble profession as a doctor. So with that as a side benefit, we are doing this. So take your time. Never harm your original job. That is what you are pledged to. You have taken oath to do good. So never let your business interfere with your professional life. And other thing is you can continue academics and postgraduate training and all those things. Now I have multiple businesses with a lot of staff. But the thing is now that they are running smoothly, so I don't have to be involved all the time. I just step back, I relax, I enjoy. So now I have a lot of free time. I'm also trying for the surgical exam, the surgical department exam. So likewise, you also can have a business and continue a medical career. There won't be any interruption for that. Because if you are solely trying to earn from private practice, you will be stuck with PP or whatever. Then your entire evening free time you will lose that. But here, after some initial period of sacrifice and hard work, then when things are running smoothly, you will have a very pleasurable life. And besides, this is like a hobby actually. If you are enthusiastic, it's like a hobby. It can take your mind away from that stressful doctor life.
It's okay. I was there. I was leaving.
So it can be a hobby with a very good thinking. So in a nutshell, what I have to tell you is first figure out yourself why you want to do a business, and then
Lanka, your mic is on.
My voice is gone. And today morning, I stayed here. Think some things there.
mic is okay, anyway, I continue. So in a nutshell, what you have to do is you have to figure out your passions, the resources, and then select a topic. Start from there. Initially get your hands dirty, do all the learning, do all the research, and take a leap of trust about yourself, and then you find a good team, good support, and you just do it. So at the end, what I have to tell you is if anyone is interested in doing business, they have a passion, of course, I will be also there to help you. I will be there to share my experience, because anyway, already I'm helping with a lot of doctors to start up their businesses. So like here, you can contact me through Facebook, searching my name, or WhatsApp using my number. If you have a passion, if you have interest in doing business, feel free to contact me. If I'm free, I'll definitely respond. So that is what I have to tell you. It is not very simple, like I say, but it is not impossible as well. If you are smart and if you are cautious, you can balance medical career and entrepreneurship career both at the same time. You can be a specialty, you can be a GP, you can be academic, you can continue that medical path as it is. At the same time, you have a sideline business or multiple businesses with a very handsome income, very handsome profit. It is I'm very privileged by having the opportunity to talk to the new doctors, and thank you, Dr. Paramil, for inviting me. So what I have to say is good luck on your medical career, as well as if you are planning to do some businesses, good luck on that too. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.